Okay, so I had no idea that I was even going to be reviewing this thing, but to be honest, 2021's been off to a slow start. This mixtape showed up suddenly at my proverbial doorstep, and I thought, why not make this the first new review of the year? So I guess we shouldn't wait any longer, let's just get into it. Ashnikko has come through with her debut mixtape, DEMIDEVIL. Ashnikko is a North Carolina singer, songwriter, and rapper who rose to prominence in 2019 with her single Stupid with Young Baby Tate. It became a pretty viral TikTok hit. Even Miley Cyrus was dancing to it, and it got big enough to go gold here in the United States. I remember hearing the song in passing at one point late last year, and I didn't really make much of it other than getting a bit of a chuckle out of her describing a man thinking about her in the shower, Pornhub in his browser, hand down his trousers. She really pulled the word trousers on us. That was pretty fun. But other than that passing moment, I don't use TikTok, so the whole TikTok trend thing flew right over my head. Normally, I don't know if I really would have actively seeked out a project from an artist I only know off of a TikTok hit. I might have also been turned away by this rather creepy album cover, but after seeing some pretty mixed opinions, I kind of wanted to give it a shot for myself. After all, it's only 10 tracks in 25 minutes, so it wasn't going to be that long, and as a debut mixtape, there's things to like about it, but it is a pretty mixed bag. Ashnikko's style is pretty clear to understand. She delivers vocals that at times sound slurred and talks a lot about her hatred of men and her love of sex. I'm not sure I'd call her a character, but I hear this tape and I think of her as being an artist that makes music for people who think that saying "that's just who I am" is an appropriate justification for toxic behavior. A lot of the lyrics on this thing are pretty comical and over the top, almost bordering on dumb, but I think that's kind of part of the appeal. Like on Deal With It, where Ashnikko talks about putting a teddy bear she was gifted in a blender. Bit much if you ask me. Or of course on Slumber Party with Princess Nokia, where she talks about giving your girlfriend cunnilingus and liking her kawaii hentai boobies. That just came out of my mouth. I've heard many artists posture about oral sex, but this may be the first time I've heard someone literally pull out the word cunnilingus in a song, so respect for using the medical term. There's also a bar on another track where she mentions that she dips like mayo. Haha. I will say one lyric on here proved to be thought-provoking for me. On Clitoris the Musical, Ashnikko asks, "Why is my orgasm censored on the TV while cis boys get to ejaculate freely?" As someone who is not exactly straight and doesn't watch much TV, can men ejaculate on TV? I know, this is a music review, I shouldn't be asking that here, but come on. These are the mysteries of life and this mixtape's bringing them to my attention. Why is it doing that? I guess this is that part of the appeal thing I was talking about earlier. As laughable as some of the lyrics can be, there are genuinely enjoyable tracks on here. Daisy and Toxic are trap bangers that follow a similar vibe, but they do show how hard Ashnikko can go when given the right production and crafting some catchy hooks. The aforementioned Slumber Party is a very dirty track that feels layered in its production, and Cry featuring Grimes is a surprising turn into what feels like nu metal, where Ashnikko vocally goes full Hayley Williams. It honestly works, as it feels like she gives what is her most impassioned vocal performance on the project. At times, her vocals can lack energy, but here the cracking in her voice really works, and Grimes counterbalances it well with her baby voice on the song. And Later Boy actually does a decent job flipping Avril Lavigne's Skater Boy and updating the lyrical content to be a lot more sex-driven. It's a more empowering track that essentially gives a toast to independent women realizing their power and getting out of toxic relationships. As fun as the tape can be, though, there are a few tracks on here that are not very good. Deal With It can feel a bit glitzy, but doesn't have one of the strongest hooks on here, and it doesn't really get much mileage out of its feature appearance from Kelly's. Drunk With My Friends is a bit more techno influence, and it features vocals from Ashnikko that are probably taking a bubble bath in autotune. And while some charisma does fight through that autotune, the song just doesn't feel as catchy or immediate as some of the others on here. Little Boy, despite being a track that digs nicely into Ashnikko's angst, ends up feeling a little bit flavorless because of the somewhat bland production and forgettable chorus. Good While It Lasted is also Ashnikko's attempt at making an acoustic guitar ballad, but this definitely feels really forced. Honestly, while I don't doubt she'll improve, her vocals just don't work for a song like this or carry the emotional weight that can make a ballad great. To me, it reads a bit like her label really wanted to show her soft side, and it makes the song feel pretty clunky. Though I will say I got quite a kick out of the mixtape's closer, Clitoris the Musical, which despite its short length is a hilarious musical theater styled song where Ashnikko calls out cis-het men for being bad at sex. It's a funny closer, and I think that vocally Ashnikko's charisma shines through on this one. Overall, I will say that Ashnikko shows some potential on this thing. There are a few solid bangers, the writing can be very entertaining, and there's an over-the-top quality to the record that makes it oddly charming. It did take a bit to grow on me. I had to give it another listen before writing this review, but yeah, there's definitely fun to be had with it. That said, there are some obvious drawbacks to this record, and while the highs are good, there are absolutely some duds. I think my biggest issues with the record lie in the production and sometimes the vocals. In both regards, I was left wishing they were a bit bigger and that they matched the over-the-top vibe of the writing a little bit more. Instrumentally, a few of the songs feel a bit bare and repetitive, and vocally, I feel like a few points just lack the standout energy of a track like Cry. So all in all, while Ashnikko shows some potential and can make a banger, I think she still has a ways to go. Here's hoping she builds on some of the flaws when she makes her next move, presumably on what would be her debut studio album. Overall, on my rating scale, I'm gonna say that Ashnikko's DEMIDEVIL is gonna get an okay rating from me. Definitely some fun to be had here. There were a number of enjoyable tracks, but definitely a few things Ashnikko can build off of. I'm sure she's getting started on her proper debut album as we speak, so here's hoping that she takes the flaws from this mixtape and really irons them out on that. But that's just my opinion on this mixtape. What did you guys think about it? Did you enjoy it as much as, if not more than I did? Were you into the over-the-top vibe? Did you absolutely hate this record and everything about it? Were you indifferent towards it? And what would you like to see out of Ashnikko on her debut studio album? Whatever your thoughts are, leave them down in the comments below. Let's keep this civil and have some fun as we like to do. If you guys want to hit like and subscribe, thank you. If not, it's no big deal. I totally understand. If you guys would like to support my passion for content creation by subscribing to my OnlyFans, where I create exclusive music review and poetry content for $4.99 a month, the link to that is also in the description. Again, it's no big deal if you can't or don't want to. I know that this is tough times and not everyone can be financially able to do so, so I understand and I appreciate anyone that is able to. I'm not exactly sure what's coming next in terms of album reviews. Again, 2021 has been off to a pretty slow start. Obviously, there's going to be plenty more 10 years later videos coming soon because there's a lot to talk about, specifically in March, that I'm going to be doing in February just for scheduling reasons. So you'll definitely see new videos, but I'm just not sure what's coming out in terms of new albums. I'm sure some artists will be dropping some big projects in February. Obviously, Drake moving out of January made this month a lot slower than it was already going to be. Hopefully, a few more exciting things drop over the next month that I can review. If so, stay tuned for those. But until next time, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.